Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to use the validation controls that are available in the .NET. Okay, in this to start the video, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take the help of a small .NET application to see how you can make use of the required field validator control, which is the first one in the series. Okay, in order to do that, I have the Visual Studio open here. Go to File, New, click a new website. Either you can select a new website or a new web project, which is the second option. Okay, in case if you select the project, you have to select the web application, ASP.NET web application from the Visual Studio installed templates. Okay, anything is fine. So let me give the project name as required field validator. You don't necessarily have to create a directory for this solution. Click on OK. Then it's going to create a project by the name required field validator. Okay, once the project is created, once it is done successfully, you will be able to see the files, the default files that are created by the Visual Studio in the Solution Explorer. In case if the Solution Explorer is not open on your window, you can open that either by clicking the Solution Explorer button from the toolbars, or you can go to the view. I'm sorry, my machine is a little slow. You can go to the view and you can click on the Solution Explorer, and then now you can see I have a blank web application which does not have anything apart from the default ASP.NET web page and a web.config file. Let me show you how it looks like in the design mode. There is nothing. Okay, what am I going to do is that I'm going to add some text to this project. Like, let me give a more reasonable name, required field validator. Okay, to make this text stand out from the rest of them, let me make it as a like h3. Alright, so let me add a table control which has like 3 rows with 2 columns. Okay, and let me add a name. Let's put the name as first name, last name, and let me add a save button at the bottom of it. Okay, to do that, go to the toolbox, standard, click on the button, drag it and drop it. Okay, this is the default button. You can change the properties of the button by right clicking on the button, click on the properties. You can change the text of the button here. Let me put it as click me. Okay, I have been so used to Hungarian notation, so I'm naming the button name as btn click. Okay, and let me add 2 text boxes, one to accept the first name, the other one is to accept the last name. Let me give more reasonable names to these 2 text boxes, as in like txt first name, txt last name. Okay, once you click on it, what I want to do is I want to display a message saying that, hey, this is your first name and this is your last name. To do that, I'm going to add a new empty row here which has a label control. Okay, to add the label control, let me add the label control here. Okay, my machine is not responding. Come on. Okay, let me add the label control. You just drag and drop the label control here, give it a more reasonable name like LBL name. Okay, and I'm taking out the text inside the label so that we can display whatever the text that is getting displayed. And you click on the click me. Now what I want to do is I will display the LBL name.text is equal to first name dot, I'm sorry, txt first name dot text plus txt last name dot text. Okay, let me run this application to see how it's gonna look like. Okay, click on OK in the debug not enabled window, because this is the first time I'm running the project. That's gonna pop out. So once you're done with that, then the system is gonna display a web page which is created in the Visual Web Developer, which is a standalone machine, standalone IIS server. Okay, and now you can enter name like first name and last name. Click on click me, then you will see the first name and last name here, which is reasonably good. But the challenge here is there is no validation. If the user does not enter anything in the first name and last name, and they still click that on, uh, the system is letting the user to move ahead and submit that information. What we want to do is we don't want that happening. So to restrict that, to stop that from happening, what we can do is one of the good controls that are provided by the Visual Studio .NET framework is a required field validator. All you have to do is drag and drop the required field validator for both of the controls that you want. Okay, go to the properties. In order to go to the properties, click on the required field validator that you want and click on the properties, which will take you to the each required field validator. Here, give a reasonable name, rec first name. This means this required field validator is for the first name. Okay, and after you do that, what you have to do is that you have to associate the required field validator with the corresponding control which needs to be validated, which is nothing but the control to validate. Once you click on this list box, it's going to show you the list of possible controls on the web page which can be validated. So in this case, select the txt first name, and the message that you want to display, give a message here. In the error message, write it as please enter first name. That's it. And then you have to do the same thing for the second control, which is for the last name, which is rec last name, and then give a reasonable name like please enter last name. Okay, and the control to validate we are looking for is the last name. That's it. Now if we run the project, then you will see the difference between the prior behavior and this behavior. Okay, as soon as you run the project, everything is like the way it is planned in the past, and once you click on the click me, then it's going to pop out a message saying that hey, please enter the first name and please enter the last name. As soon as you enter the first name, that error message is going to go out of the screen. Okay, did you notice that? As soon as you click on that, you see the article in website here, which is entered in these text boxes. So there ends the tutorial of how to use the required field validators on the web page.